All right, I'm going to be out driving across the mid-Atlantic states this week. So, it's a good time to take a look at my top 10 thoughts on driving. Just my opinion, take them for what they're worth. A lot of these come from hard-earned experience, some, fortunately, the experience of others. Number 1, let's talk seatbelts. I'm talking front and back seats here. You open that door, you plop down in that seat. You want to get your hips as far back in that seat as you can. Once you put that seat belt on, you get that lap belt over your hips. If you're like me and you got a lot of junk up front, you may need to lift that up to get that lap belt to go up underneath it to get that good hip to belt contact. Once you do that, get it as tight as you can stand. Why is all that important? If you get in an accident, you want that belt to keep you in your seat. You're not going to be able to do that with muscle power alone, and you do not want to get thrown around inside that car. There's a fair chance if that happens, you're going to hurt other people. You could even get thrown out of that car. Those issues are going to only make your bad day even worse. Now, some other things to keep in mind. There is a chance you could slide out from underneath that seat belt in an accident. That's something called the submarine effect. Google that. Interesting read there. Another thing is your airbag. You don't want to be any farther forward than necessary when that airbag goes off. Trust me, you will not forget when that first airbag goes off in your face. Keep your seatbelt tight over your hips, reduce the chance of bad outcomes. Okay, one last thing on seatbelts. If you're in the back seat, you still need to wear your seatbelt, and for similar reasons. You don't want to get thrown around. Also, you don't want to slam into the back of that front seat. That's going to push those seats farther forward and might even cause them to fail. It's not going to do anything for the good of the people in those seats. Number 2, and this one escapes me. Of course, I'm way too fat to do it myself. But anyway, don't ride around with your feet up on the dash. Even if you're doing this and wearing your seatbelt, you're wearing a seatbelt wrong. Also think about when that airbag goes off and your feet are right next to it. Your car hits something, the airbag goes off, it pushes your legs back while your upper body is moving forward. Nothing good's going to come out of that. Well, unless you count getting your money's worth out of your insurance premiums and making all kinds of new friends down at the orthopedic clinic. Number 3, tying down your cargo is not just for truck drivers. If you're in an accident, you don't want to get hit by loose cargo flying around inside your car. This could be whatever you have in your car. Water bottles, tools, groceries, whatever madness people are keeping in their car these days. Trust me, you don't want to get whacked in the back of the head by a suitcase or even a can of creamed corn. It's going to hurt. It might even end you. A lot of cars these days, they come with cargo nets, tie-down straps. Use them. Use whatever is available. If nothing else, don't stack your cargo any higher than the tops of your seats. Some protection is better than none. Number 4. Keep a safe following distance from the car in front of you. Now, that's very high school driving class, so I'm not going to beat it to death. But what I do want you to think about is when you're stopped in traffic. If that car in front of you cannot move for whatever reason, you want to have enough space to be able to get out and around them without backing up. Now, without backing up, yeah, it's probably a good bet that the car behind you didn't leave you enough space. So you're either going to have to sit and wait, or if you pre-planned, you have enough space to get around. Now, here's some thoughts on getting that distance. What I would do is try to stop with enough distance behind that car that I can still see the point where the back tires of the car meet the road. Sometimes that's going to be a good bit of space, work good for you. Sometimes there's going to be a lot of space, and other drivers might They might signal their unhappiness. Here's the deal. If I'm not impeding traffic and you don't have those red and blue whoopee lights on top of your car, I don't care what you think. I'm not getting stuck in traffic if I don't need to. Just saying. Number 5, and this is an easy one. Buy a dash camera, front and rear. If you have an issue with law enforcement or some other driver, you'll have your own record of what happened. Don't forget though, those cameras, they might overwrite after a while, so get the video you need off the camera as soon as possible. Number 6, another easy one. Don't argue with the police. It's not going to end well for you. Let them have their say and do what they're going to do. Be nice, be respectful, turn off your engine. If it's nighttime, turn on your dome lights. Keep your hands in sight. Follow instructions. I'd also recommend keeping your car cleaned out. Or, let me put it this way. Keep a minimum of stuff laying around your car in plain sight. Once again, if you get into an argument with them, you're going to lose. There's no point in it. If you feel like they've wronged you, get a lawyer, go to court. The way things are going these days, you could end up significantly richer for it. Never know. Number 7. Learn to back up. Now, I've done some driving instruction in my day, not teenagers. We're talking 30, 40, 50-year-olds. And you would absolutely be amazed how many cannot back up in a straight line on a straight stretch of road, using the side of the road as a guide, starting from a full stop until you've reached 15 miles an hour while watching for traffic behind them. You would think that's pretty easy? Not. Don't even get me started on their reverse serpentines. I'm not going to start that rant. Just not going to do it. Anyway, practice backing up when you can do it safely. Back into your garage, parking spots, or wherever you have an opportunity. Do something to maintain that skill. Learn to use your mirrors or look over your shoulder or both. Also learn what those sounds and colors mean on your car's backup camera. They're there to help you. Number 8, and another easy peasy one. Look down the road as far as you safely can. Simple reason. The further out you see something happening, the more time you have to respond to it. Number 9, tractors and trailers. Some places call them lorries. Gotta be careful when you're around these trucks. Give them extra space when you can. There's some other things to think about also. Big trucks have big blind spots. I would say that if you cannot see the driver's mirror, there's a good chance that driver can't see you. They also make wide turns. Pay attention to what they're doing and do not slide up on the side they're trying to make the turn to. There's a fair chance you're going to get squashed like a bug on the side of that truck. Don't brake check them. Well, don't brake check anybody. But really don't brake check trucks. They're heavy, they sometimes carry hazardous cargo, and they take more time to stop. You could end up causing a really bad accident. And also, a lot of trucks now have dash cams. When the accident investigation's over, you might not end up on the winning side of that. Number 10. Move over for vehicles parked beside the road. A lot of places have laws that require you to move over when the vehicle beside the road has flashing lights. Yep, do that. Full stop. I'm talking about the vehicles sitting there without lights. Just because the lights are not flashing doesn't mean no one's in the car. Let me paint you a picture. Someone could be in the front of the car trying to pull a deer out of the grill. They might have forgotten their hazard lights. As you come up on the car, they walk around the front trying to get in the front door. You hit them and they go flying into the next zip code. Accident? Yep. Legal responsibility? Maybe. Something you're going to have to live with the rest of your life? Absolutely. Just move over. If you can't move over, at least slow down and always be watchful. So, anyway, those are my 10 thoughts on driving. There are really more than 10 out there, but that's a good start. Remember, these are my opinions. You're responsible for your own actions. You do whatever your wallet, conscience, and life can handle. This is Dave Allen. I'll see you when I see you.